Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It is officially time to dive in to another game of Pokemon. This time, we're going to be tackling just a standard playthrough of Pokemon Emerald. I really haven't had time to explore this game in a little while, and I just really wanted to get it with some fresh eyes. And I just thought it'd be really fun to play it over from scratch. For those of you who haven't played Emerald before, it's probably just because you're under 25 at this point, frankly. Or maybe you just never played it. There is always that possibility too, but given that this was the very first Pokemon game that I ever owned, I just thought it'd be really fun to revisit it and just kind of have a chance to kind of play through it for some fun. Right now I'm playing quite a few challenge runs of my games as well, so having the opportunity to just kind of unplug for a minute and do like a low stakes game definitely helps. Let's go ahead and get our character assembled. And we're going to select the boy character because, obviously. It's been a minute since I have played on here. The controls definitely move around per game, so I've been going back and forth from the Game Boy controls to the DS controls, and since I'm playing on the computer, it changes up every once in a while. At least I don't have to name my rival in this one. Here we go. Now once we get the game started, I'm going to do my best to kind of like read off all the dialogue too for everybody to just kind of sit and enjoy. I'm not going to be overly animated though, for what it's worth, just to get some context out there, but I always love that in this game you start off in the back of the moving van. It's so messed up, but it's so funny. Like, I know there's a passenger seat, Mom. And, like, she's also willing to just let us run off on her own with a wild animal on the very first go, so... So, right, we're here, honey. Must be tiring riding with our things in the moving truck. Yeah, you know, it kind of was. I wish we had this thing called a passenger seat. Well, this is Littleroot Town. How do you like it? It's our new home. It has a quaint feel, but it seems to be an easy place to live, don't you think? And you get your own room. Let's go inside. See, now I get my own room. Where was my room in the truck, Mom? The movers Pokemon do all the work of moving us in and cleaning up after. This is so convenient. Your room is upstairs. Go check it out. Dad bought you a new clock to mark the move. Don't forget to set it. See, is this why... I am interested in seeing it. Is this why there wasn't any room for me? They have Pokeballs. I know they do. You can't hide the truth from me. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and proceed up here. There's just a couple of things that we got to get done. I missed in the new games, it automatically sets. There's my potion. So for those of you who haven't played this game but have intentions to at some point, every game from Gen 3 back, I believe, there is the option of a free item. You just go into your PC and you select item storage and then withdraw. And then it'll actively select one for you. And then with the clock stopped, we're gonna say that it is... There we go. Yeah, that's about the right time. It's like 12:21 a.m. in my area right now, at least, so... Pokemon movers are so convenient. You should make sure that everything's all there on your desk. Yeah, so that's actually the thing that they're trying to push you towards, is to go onto your PC to get stuff. Oh! Quick, come quickly. Look, it's Petalburg Gym. Maybe Dad'll be on. We brought you this report in front of the Petalburg Gym. Oh, it's over. I think Dad was on, but we missed him. Too bad. Oh, yes, one of Dad's friends lives in town. Professor Birch is his name. He lives right next door, so you should go over and introduce yourself. And we will, because in previous games you could technically skip it, but your rival's actually in here. Oh, hello, and you are? Oh, you're Rhett, our new next-door neighbor. Hi. We have a daughter about the same age as you. Our daughter was so excited about making a new friend. She's upstairs, I think. The dialogue in this game is a little clunky, so I will be rewriting it. Who are you? Oh, you're Rhett, so your move was today. I'm May, glad to meet you. I had this dream of becoming friends with Pokemon all over the world. I heard about you from my dad, Professor Birch, and I was hoping that you'd be nice and that we could be friends. Silly, isn't it? I've just met you. Oh, I totally forgot. I was supposed to go help catch some wild Pokemon for Dad. I'll catch you later. Significantly nicer than the last rival. Better leave the Pokeball right where it is. Whose abandoning session is this? You're leaving someone behind. Could be an item too, I suppose. Okay. And now we get to head out. And in true form, I'm going to be staying true to my roots here. There's some scary Pokemon outside. I can hear their cries. I want to go see what's going on, but I don't have any Pokemon. Can you go see what's happening? You bet I will. Help me! It's Professor Birch. I do love, though, so here's the thing, right? So he's backed into a corner. You over there, please help. In my bag, there's a Pokeball. There's actually 3. We're going to select our partner Pokemon. And I'm sticking true to my roots. Because this was the very first Pokemon I ever chose, and I stand firm on that. There's Trico. And we're going to go ahead and just go straight for attacking moves, because there's not really a necessity or a need to go for stat lowering moves right away. You can technically just kind of breeze right through this just by spamming the same move over and over again, so we're going to go ahead and do that quick. Well, that's new. I don't think I've ever seen it triggered with the Oranberry before. God, I really hope I didn't accidentally download a modded version of this game. Well, that just made things significantly harder. At least it's not doing as much damage. Yeah, I don't remember it having an Oranberry, but maybe that was... It was a long time ago that I played Emerald specifically. I fell in love with Sapphire, and I'm not gonna lie, it's purely just because it was blue and I thought Kyogre was way cooler than Groudon. At the time I didn't realize that you could technically catch all 3 at some point or another in Emerald, so I kind of like chucked it off to the wayside. Yeah, I can't get any worse. You gotta give me something new. But I kind of defaulted pretty quick into the younger sibling who got duped into buying whatever version of the game that their sibling was playing. Phew! I was in the tall grass studying wild Pokemon when I was jumped. You saved me. Thanks a lot. Oh? Hi, you're Red. This is not the place to chat, so come by my lab later, okay? And we teleport immediately to the labs. So, I've heard so much about you from your father. I heard that you don't have your own Pokemon yet. By the way you battled earlier, you pulled it off with a Plob. Thank you. I guess you have your father's blood in your veins after all. As thanks for rescuing me, I'd like you to have the Pokemon you used earlier. Well, I should hope so. Otherwise, that would make this really awkward. Yeah, let's go ahead and give him a nickname. And I have a nickname already picked out, because I'm going to name them after all my pets this time, I think. And we got Pesto. Because he's green. If you work at Pokemon and gain experience, I think you'll make an extremely good trainer. My kid May is also studying Pokemon while helping me out. Don't you think it might be a good idea to go see May? Not really. But you're also not allowed to say no, which I think sets a bad precedent. We don't have running shoes yet either, so we gotta, like, really just go to snail's pace here. And we don't have Pokeballs yet, but I do still want to get up a couple levels, because the May fight is actually a little further up there. Pardon me. I want to get some experience in before that, because her starter Pokemon's technically at the same level, but I always like being a level or 2 higher, just because the AI sometimes can be a little bit buffed. Oh, there we go. Crit hit. That's fine. I think what we're going to try to do for this episode, at least, is just get through this first opening segment here. I call it the hand-holding section. And then, once we get our Pokeballs, maybe catch our first Pokemon. The runtime's already at 11 minutes, so that's going to be kind of a lot, but... I'm excited to kind of get a heads up on like what my first Pokemon's going to be. We won't really have to worry about team members right away, but I do have someone in mind. Let's see here. I think I got one more attack in me. Okay, cool. That takes care of that. And I have that potion if I need it, but I don't think I'm gonna need to use it. And there's my level 6 too. Absorb. There we go. Yeah, so I should just be able to snag the HP off of wild Pokemon now, but let's go ahead and heal up anyway. Oldale Town is the first town technically that you can reach. There's not a whole lot to work with in here. It's mainly just your gym, a couple of NPCs that you can talk to. Can't really get anything here. It's not until you get out into the actual like game itself where you can technically start experiencing life. Here we go. And then from this point forward, I think Wingull is a Pokemon that can be found on this route, so I'll definitely need to be careful. Alrighty, Pesto. Let's wipe the floor with this dog. I have an electric type on hand, which means I might not be using who I think I was going to use initially. So I could have a Mightyena on my team. There's not going to be a lot of overlap in terms of aesthetics there. Because I want to draw each member of my team as I go for fun. Alright, so here's May, and she's going to challenge you right away, basically. Let's see, the Pokemon found on Route 103 include... Oh! I see, my dad gave you a Pokemon as a gift. Since we're here, let's have a quick battle. I'll give you a taste of what being a trainer's like. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but I've been doing this for like 20 years now. I think I'm okay. I wish games had an option for I've already played this game. Okay, so fight. We're just gonna go straight in. How much damage does that do? Oh, that's a crit though. Okay, and that does double, so that's 3. Yeah, that's 3. I have one more in me even with a crit involved, so... Go ahead and use that quick. I think Absorb will still do something. Let's find out. Eh. I think it'd just be funny to beat it with a grass-type move. We'll beat it at its own game. There we go. I know it's not particularly strong, but at least it means that we come out on top just a little bit more. It's nice! Okay, so level 7. There we go. And we're basically primed up for another level up, I think, after the next battle, too, which is pretty good. I like to have all my Pokemon at about level 15 before the first gym, so... I think I know why my dad has an eye out for you now. I mean, you just got that Pokemon, but it already likes you. You might be able to befriend any kind of Pokemon easily. I hope so, because that's what I'm gonna need. It's time to head back to the lab, though. And that's also what we're gonna do, technically. I could overlevel, but that would make it a little bit tricky to catch the next Pokemon. So instead, I'm gonna go ahead and... We're gonna just heal up quick, just so that we can immediately take off. Here we go. That should do it. I entertain the idea of playing by the Nuzlocke catch rules for fun, where you can only catch the first thing you get, just to kind of limit your team, but without the death roll. But I think for this game, I just kind of want to be able to catch whatever I want, and kind of just have a little bit more just relaxation vibes and not have a ton of pressure, just because the other challenges I've got are going to be very, like, stress-inducing. I heard you beat me on your first try. That's excellent. He's been helping with my research for a long time and has extensive history as a trainer already. I ordered this for my research, but I think you should have this Pokedex. And there we go. The Pokedex is a high-tech tool that automatically makes a record of any Pokemon you meet or catch. My kid May goes everywhere with it. Whenever my kid catches a rare Pokemon and records his stat on the Pokedex, May looks for me while I'm out doing fieldwork and shows me. You got a Pokedex too. That's great. It's just like me. I've got something for you too. And there's the Pokeballs. Excellent. We'll go ahead and put those in there. It's fun if you get a lot of Pokemon. I'm gonna look all over the place because I want different Pokemon. If I find any cute ones, I'll catch them with Pokeballs. Well, I'm a fan of catching cute Pokemon too, but I'm worried that my aesthetics are very different. I'm a big fan of Magnemite. Did you introduce yourself to Professor Birch? What an adorable Pokemon. You got it from Professor Birch? How nice. You're your father's child, alright. You look good with that Pokemon. If you're going on an adventure, wear these running shoes. They'll put a little bit of zip in your step. Those shoes come with instructions. The B button while wearing the running shoes will help you run extra fast. Slip on these running shoes and race in the great outdoors. To think that you have your very own Pokemon now. Your father will be overjoyed. But please be careful. If anything happens, you can come home. Go and get him. You best believe I will. Look at his run, though. Okay, we just need to take a second. Look at this. That's goblin energy. I don't care who you are. That is goblin material. Alright. It's official now. And I have a pretty set idea of what I want to get so far. There was a Pokemon that I really wanted to use, but I can't. I originally wanted to use Abra, just because I like using Kadabra and Alakazam, but I don't have a way to trade. This particular game isn't actually on the original console, so it makes it really hard to trade Pokemon. There's technically ways you can get around it, but I don't have the means to do that, so I'm instead just gonna change my Pokemon preferences a little bit. On my original team, I think I had Beautifly. I had Skitty too, which unfortunately was very underused, at least at its full potential, because Skitty is actually really useful as a Pokemon for, like, basically just heal stalling. If you know how to befuddle any team with, like, the proper moves and stuff, you can actually make it a pretty intense wall. But that'll be a while before Skitty pops up as an option, and I'm still on the fence if I'm going to use it at all, but... Level 8. I know Kadabra is not terrible, so I might even still use it. It's just more of, like, you know, wanting the satisfaction of having a fully evolved team. And I will be fighting just about everything on this route all the way up until we leave the grass, just for the extra experience, because I don't want to overlevel, but also I want to be ahead of the curve just a little bit so I can do some switch training. Just makes it a bit easier, you know? Here we go. Yeah, okay, cool. And then... Nah, we don't need a heal, I don't think. And then... I want to say you can catch it right in here. But that's not it. I like Zigzagoon's final evolutionary stage in the newer games, though. I like Obstagoon a lot, actually. See how long it takes me to get my ideal team member. Aw, I like Lotad. He's cute. I'm not gonna use him on my team, though. I'm not a big fan of Ludicolo, personally. It's just weak enough to too many things, and just strong enough against practically nothing, that it's just not a very effective battler, but it's really useful for HMs. That much I will say. Let's see if we can get our team member of choice. I don't even know if you can catch it in this grass specifically. It might be an old game thing, come to think of it. Guess we'll find out. I'll give it a couple more minutes, and then if I can't find it, I'll move to a cut here, but... This very well could take a while, so yeah, let me go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to catch this Pokemon, and then I'll be back when I can actually get what I'm looking for. So I'll go ahead and I'll just see you guys probably in the next couple minutes or so. For you it'll be a few seconds, but for me it'll probably be a while. So yeah, catch up to you guys. Okay, so we finally got it. It took me at least 15 minutes to just get the one encounter. So I really don't want to screw this up. But yeah, we're going to be adding Ralts to the team. I am not super cozy with how much damage that did, and I don't want to risk a crit, seeing as how much time it took to find the first one. So let's go ahead and try and catch it straight on. And we'll see what happens. And it is a female Ralts, which means there isn't necessarily a chance of it delayed. But that is okay. Actually, if it does growl a couple times, that might work in our favor. We'll see. I could also go for an absorb, but I don't know. Not liking that. Let's try one. Worst case scenario, I just have to hunt again, and you guys won't have to see it. Okay, so that actually did a fair bit. Let's hit it again. Yeah, this is actually working out pretty well. We'll go one more pound. I think that should put it in the red. Yeah, it did. Okay, cool. So then let's go ahead and we'll try catching it one more time. Okay, I got up and Pokeball. Catch rate on this thing isn't fantastic. There we go, and we'll go ahead and name this one, and I'm not going to explain why. But that's going to be the name we're going to go with, is Amelia. And now that we've gotten our 2 team members for this route, we're going to go ahead and put a pause on the episode here. And then the next time you see me, it'll be for episode 2, and we'll be going ahead and grinding up the team a little bit. Or I might do some of that off screen too, and then come back for the trainer battles as well. So we'll just see how that goes, but there we go. Alrighty, and then let's go ahead and get to the route here. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will go ahead and see you guys in the next episode where we tackle the next route. Bye-bye.